Hi, I'm the Veggie Garden Guy and welcome back to the Garden Duo. Today we're going to be talking about how to clean out your gardens for fall and also how to take care of your raspberries for the fall. When should you decide to go in and take out your plants? First one is after you've had a hard frost, and that's usually when the temperature gets down below 30 to 29 degrees or so. What will happen is your plants will die because they've frosted, and then you come in, rip them out, and clean it out. The second reason is you want to plant a fall garden. When you want to plant a fall garden, you need to have the space for it. If your tomatoes are taking up everything, it's hard to find space to throw in a fall garden. The third reason is because you had a really good summer and you're just kind of done and you said, you know what, I just want to take it off and have a good fall and not have to worry about the garden. That's why we're here today at a client's house, helping her with taking her garden out to make sure that it's all ready to go for next spring, but she's not going to do a fall harvest. So why do you clean up your garden? Well, you want to get all of the plants out because if you leave them in there, they're going to overwinter, and when they overwinter, it actually can harbor and keep a lot of pests in your garden. What they'll do is they'll burrow into the stems of your plants and they'll overwinter there, and they'll also provide a great place for them to plant their eggs. What's the process to even doing this? Well, first off, you want to take off and get as many of the vegetables out of the garden that you can. No reason to let the harvest go to waste. Not too bad of a harvest for just wanting to get out there and get your fall cleanup done. Look what I found right here, a great garden spider. This guy is actually the reason that I always wear gloves in the garden. Go out, find some comfy gloves, make sure you always have them on in the garden because you never know what you're going to come across. So once you've harvested off everything off the plants that you want to get, then you're going to come in and rip out the plants. You want to make sure to shake off as much of the dirt because that's the goal that you want to keep in the garden and make sure that it stays there for next year. Then just take your plants, throw them out on the side, and we'll deal with those a little bit later. Woo! That's a lot of roots. Healthy plant needs a lot of roots. You can see here these are planted well, and that's why they got so big, able to pull up a lot of nutrients and water. Just like when cleaning the house or maybe even the garage, sometimes it has to get messier before it gets cleaner. So don't let that throw you off. If it looks like a total mess, because you just keep on working on it, and I'm sure you'll get there. One thing I also want to talk to you about is you don't want to leave these tomatoes in here, especially cherry tomatoes. What'll happen is, over time, they'll break down during the winter, and next summer, you'll have a bunch of tomato starts coming in. We call them volunteer plants, where they volunteer and they come up on their own. That can be a big problem because you're gonna be maybe growing something else here, and then all of a sudden you have a bunch of tomato plants popping up, and it just is a hassle to get in there and take them out. Now let's talk about raspberries. Raspberries give you great harvest through the year, and they'll actually produce for quite a long time into the fall. So with raspberries, they will produce on one cane, which is one of these. Here's another cane right here. They'll produce once, and then they'll die. So you want to make sure that you get in there and you clean those out. I also cleaned all my canes out, just so I start off fresh and don't provide that harboring place for any pests throughout the year. So there's actually two ways that you can take and clean up your raspberries. If it's not in a box, honestly, I've actually just taken my mower and load it down as low as it can go, and then go in there and mow them off. You want to leave them about an inch sticking out of the ground. The second way, if you don't want to mow them down, or if they're in a box, is to come in with a pair of snips and take and cut it off about an inch above the ground. So now that you have everything cleaned up, what do you do with all of it? Best thing to do is to take and let it dry down and then put it into your compost. If you don't have a compost, put it into the green waste bin, make sure it gets recycled, and somebody else is able to use it. One final note, if you have any plants or any problems in your garden with disease, you don't want to compost that stuff. It'll get in there, it'll be a problem, and then you'll be bringing that back the next year into your garden. So make sure you take that stuff and you throw it away. Remember, if you like this video, subscribe, like, or make a comment below.